Kwamba tangia kufariki kwa mkewe miaka minane iliyopita, bwana Kanyiri amejitosa kuwalea wanawe wa kike wawili ambao ni Samantha na Jasmine, akiwa na matumaini kwamba licha ya kumpoteza mama yao wakiwa na umri mdogo, watakuwa mfano mwema katika jamii.
Na huku basi ulimwengu ukiadhimisha siku hii ya kina baba, Kanyiri amekuwa mfano mwema, ishara tosha kwamba akina baba bado wana wajibu mkuu katika familia zao, hususan katika malezi. Haya basi, katika makala speciali ambayo yameandaliwa naye Ruth Shege, la kukuomba tu makinika.
Ni siku iliyotengewa kina baba kufurahia nafasi yao katika jamii. Tunafika nyumbani mwake bwana Kanyiri, yuko jikoni na wanawe wakifanya matayarisho ya chakula cha mchana. La kushangaza ni kwamba baba na watoto wake wanafanya kazi hii kwa pamoja. Kisha chakula kinaandaliwa. Kabla ya kula, bwana Kanyiri anatuongoza kwa kutoa shukrani kwa Bwana. Na ikiwa ukurasa wa bwana Kanyiri haukuanzia hapa, tunataka kujua zaidi maisha ya hapo mbeleni.
About 8 years ago, normally wakati mnaishi, you're married, newlyweds, and life is exciting. So it started off very well, and I didn't know my marriage life was going to be short. My wife we were working together. First we met as colleagues in the office, and then one story led to another, and I proposed and she accepted. And I think the first year our daughter came, and we were very excited about life. And all through the years we were working together. The company that we were running, both of us, my wife was the treasurer and kind of the manager, and doing all the money business. And I was the technical guy, doing the odd jobs. Najua vijana tunasema sisi ndio tuko strong, so we do the hard work. She was managing me actually. Tuligrow tuko very much connected. Sijui ninaweza iweka aje, but I was not afraid of telling her the challenges I was going through as a friend, and she was able to look at the business and see what I need done. Na anaweza kunisupport. Unajua ile unakutaga kuna friend mwenye anajua uko kwa shida, lakini anajua how to come in. So she was like completely opposite. She knew how to deal with people. I knew how to deal with machines. So I'd go to a situation, get a problem solved for a client, but I don't know how to ask for the money. So my wife would come in and say, that's a small thing. So she would be able to go do the customer service and be able to balance. So that's how we connected. And then the children came, and nikaanza kuona akona challenge ya kumanage ofisi na home. So I stepped in. So vile tu alikuwa ananisaidia ofisi, I mean nilikuwa namsaidia home. So I kind of understood a lot of things about home and the family and the kids, because I'm always there, I'm always present. But siku anajua ni Mungu alikuwa ananisaidia kuelewa what was coming ahead. So about like 5 years into the marriage, nikaanza ku notice my wife ana choose kukula specific foods. Anasema staki hii, nikikula hii sisikii poa. So we thought probably maybe some allergy. So she would go to the clinic and ambiwa, kuna ulcers or something. So whenever I used to think it is something very very sensitive. So naenda na buy medication and nakuja home. So one time nimetoka job, she's at home. Our daughter was turning 3 years old, so she decided to stay at home. So nikakuta breakfast yenye alikuwa ametengeneza hajakunywa, and it's already lunch time. So nikamuuliza, what's the problem? Akasema ni mashine na kukula and sisikii njaa, but I'm not feeling like I'm healthy, I'm feeling weak. So nikamwambia, hapana, this is not a good thing, let's go to the hospital. So when we went to the hospital, she was diagnosed with type 4 cancer at stage 4. And it was a shock because at that time the doctor alikuwa anasema hizi problem yenye anatakiwa kuwa ako nayo at this age. She was only 29. Hizi ni problems zinapataga watu wakiwa age maybe 60, 70 na huko. And so he wanted to know, how did I get children? Were there any challenges? She had a kidney problem. So that kidney ikakuwa ni cancerous, and then it affected the liver, the stomach, and all the other organs of the body. So when we were seeing the doctor, alikuwa ananiambia she has like 2 months to go. And she's healthy. Amesimama, hata huwezi fikiria kuna issue. Isipokuwa sasa hakuli. So akakaa 1 week hakuli. So nikaanza kushindwa, hey, what's the problem? So we started calling doctors, different people. We went, I think, about 6 doctors before finally I got a consultant in a hospital mwenye alikuwa na deal na that condition, metastatic liver cancer. So a cancer that has already begun from a different organ of the body, and then now it's on another stage. It has already changed. So hata medication akipewa, when the liver is sick, it becomes very hard for the system to be able even to digest the medication. So wakati aliona akaniambia, we have to take my wife immediately to hospital angaliwe for further checks. So we took her to another hospital in St. Mary's. This is where they discovered she was not only having cancer, she was pregnant with our 3rd child now. Ikakuwa sasa ni a bit sensitive because we cannot be able to do any chemo with the pregnancy. So she has to terminate the pregnancy. And then akitoa pregnancy, now they can start treating her for the cancer challenge, chemo and stuff. Now my wife, being who she is, akasema mimi nifanye abortion. So she's like, that one I can't do. I am a born again Christian, we don't do those things. And at this time, is during the season tulikuwa tuna change constitution in 2010. So there is a lot of campaign huko nje, and the church imesimamia number 1, no abortion. So she takes up my phone and she calls Apostle. Kamwambia mimi niko hosi, niko place fulani na I would want you to come. I remember that Sunday Apostle was preaching and he shared the message on the pulpit, and I was like, she's talking about her. And I knew whatever message was, there was a connection. So nikajua kuna vile wanaongea. So that evening Apostle and Madam Reverend, they came, kakuja kanikuta hospitali na tukaongea, and I told her the condition. I remember my wife saying, it was funny, you know, that time when you're seeing things, messages zinakuja, hauelewi exactly what is going on. So she tells Apostle, husband yangu alianguka, amerudi kwa dunia, ananiambia nifanye abortion. Nimemwambia hapa Mungu ndiye anakuja, God is going to show up. And I'm like, okay. I remember one thing Apostle said, and I've never forgotten, and I still share with my children. And this was a turning point for me, and even accepting and understanding what God was doing. Aliuliza my wife, this Apostle asking, akamuuliza, ukichukua love ya Mungu na love ya husband, uiweke kwa weight, uipime, ni gani inaweza angusha kilo? What would you say? So I'm there and I'm listening. So naangalia Mrs. Apostle, Reverend, naangalia Apostle, naangalia wife. And here there's a tussle. My wife is saying, this guy ananiambia nifanye abortion because of the kids. And I'm telling him, wait, angalia watoto, achana na mimi Mungu atanisort. And there's that war. So when Apostle put that question, hakuniuliza, she asked her. So she said, I guess love ya Mungu ndio itaangusha kgs. And this is the turning point. I had not seen how Mungu akitupenda, anything can happen. So Apostle akamwambia, your husband cannot compete with God to love you. So if God loves you more, then God will do his thing. So we got to allow Mungu afanye what he's doing with your life. And your husband can try all the stuff he wants to do. Akujaribu ndio ubaki naye juu anaangalia watoi, anaangalia so many things. Life, anaona atabaki peke yake and stuff like that. So his love is measured based on what he can see. But God's love is beyond our comprehension. Exactly 2 weeks after that, my wife had a discharge from hospital. We went to another hospital which accepted to get the abortion done. And then it was a discussion, of course. We agreed that this was going to happen. but she was still not accepting. So ikakuwa, now the parents have to come in, her parents, my brothers, everybody wants to convince her, and nikapewa a week to make the decision as a father and as the husband, na the doctors. So I went home. And tukiwa home, she couldn't sleep more than 15 minutes. Mtu mwenye shakuwa na cancer na stage 4, hawalalagi, pain is too high. There's nothing anaona ina make sense. Kana lala 15 minutes maximum. So I go home, I'm tired. The sister comes from Nairobi, anakuja kutu visit. So akachukua watoi wakaenda kupika dinner. So me, I decided wacha nikae kwa sofa, kwa sitting room nilale, and I sleep. And about like an hour ikaisha. So when I wake up, nika panic because najo alikuwa na nosebleed, alafu na choke. So nikaenda nikachungulia, nikaona amelala. So I'm thinking she's okay. Nikaenda nikarudi kwa sofa, nikajiekelea tena like an hour. So by the time niliamka, nikauliza ameamka bado. Nikauliza, are you sure? So I'm thinking, ni vile ameshikwa na kausingizi, so I'm considering myself very lucky. But in the real sense, she had left us. But I didn't know. So when I went kwa bedroom, sasa penye nilikuwa nimemlalisha, nikamwangalia, nikamguza, nikasikia bado ako warm, nikapull a sofa, a stool, nikakaa. So you can imagine, this person has already left, tuko hapa, umechukua stool wamke. I think in the heaven wakaangalia wakaona huko juu, mse atoki hapo. Vile tunamjua atoki. So amsha wewe ode. So she's there, she wakes up and she asks me, mbona wamenirudisha hapa? And this is a story that I have processed in my mind mpaka nikakuja ku understand how God operates in our lives. And she's like, why have they returned me here? And I'm like, where were you? Kaniambia mi place nilikuwa. And then she paused, kajamaza. So she's not telling me anything. Sister yake kakuja na some, tulikuwa tunampea some biscuits tuna mix na maji because now she can't eat anything. Akasema wacha na hiyo food. Just sit down, I tell you where I was. And for the first time, the words alianza ku speak na ku mention, nika realize she had already left us. Akasema mimi nilikuwa place nilikuwa ninaona gold. Where I was standing, there was gold. I was dressed in white, and there are people there, and there's a place unaingia. You can't pass there if you don't have Christ. And she began to tell me about the heavenly experience, and it changed my whole thinking about myself, my family, my brothers, everything I was doing. Akaanza kusema, wakati anaongea ni kama ana pause, it's like she's watching something, she's watching. Anasema, I saw some Indians, I saw some Chinese kwa hiyo entry, lakini hawakupita. Mimi nikashindwa mbona hawapiti, lakini mimi wakaangalia, they said, hey, na huyu ni mrembo, ametoka wapi? And then one of the, I think the angels or whoever was at the gate, akasema, hapa tuangaliagi urembo, tunaangaliaga hati ya mtu. So I started realizing, kumbe it's our hearts that Mungu anaangalia, anachunguza. And she said, they looked at my heart and they said, huyu ni msafi. For whatever reason. And then immediately she disappeared from their presence and she was on the other side. She could see gold, she could see flowers, she could see stuff. So she decided, wacha niangalie mbona hao ma Chinese na ma Indians wamebaki huko. Hawaja kuja pande. So when she goes to check, she sees wameanguka. It's like the cloud ilifunguka, they went into something. There's a lot of noise as they go down. Akashtuka. Sabla alishtuka, akajikuta ako kwa kitanda na mimi niko hapa nimemwangalia. So she's like, why have they brought me back? I want to go back. From that point, my late wife hakutaka anything to do with earth. Alikuwa ananiambia, I want to go back. I want to go back. I want to get this heavenly experience. I want to see there's the real us. When we are here on the earth, alikuwa anasema there's nothing here that is good. The best life iko the other side. So she started saying how long her hair was, how beautiful she was, the gold, the flowers, the stuff that is on the other side. And it was a beautiful experience for her. that is how I remember her. And that's how I want her children to remember her. It's not the pain, it's not the cancer issue, it's not all those challenges that alipitia. That it's on her last moments. The only thing she could remember is how beautiful heaven is. And she kept reminding me, I've gone. Nisikukose uko wewe. You know, venye tumehustle. And I was feeling, it's like a message. You know, when someone comes, sees something, and then anarudi back, anasema, hey, mazee nikupoa uko. So I've lived with that message all my life. So even when I meet situations that will tell me otherwise, I still remind myself, we, usikose heaven. And that's a key thing. So I shared with her that common bond, yeah, to understand. And I think now going forward from that time, she said she wanted to do the abortion. She wanted to know, if I do the abortion, can I survive? I told her, according to the records za Hosi, you only have 2 weeks. You can't make it. And Ambe, let's do it now, because she wanted to go back. She knew that this was the getaway. If she did the abortion, she was going to die, she was going to go back. So that was the key thing. And I felt we need to understand sometimes life based on the challenges Mungu allows zipitie in our life, because sometimes things happen not because they are bad. Mungu anaangalia na situation yenye iko in your life, there are things anataka ujue. Once you umejua about him, then he takes you home. And for me, I think my wife understood a lot of stuff about life in itself, and he was able to quickly connect with the purpose for her being here. And I remember her last words when we shared, akaniambia anataka kwenda kuona mamake. So I took her to Njoro. She comes from Njoro, and she said she has a message for her. So when I allowed her to go, I used to go once a day. Nikiruka siku moja, nenda the following day. Kwa job, nakuja job, nakuja na cheki watoi home, then nenda na mcheki. So she actually talked to them, shared to them the same message alikuwa ameniambia, and then she passed on. When she passed on, that's when now the whole picture of now being a parent. Unajua ile, she's no longer there. I have the story. I know niko na watoi, and I'm 34. I've just begun my life now. Unajua ile, you're there. The kids, my daughter was 3, the other one was 6. And ameniambia usikose heaven. So unajua hiyo, I have a job. Na hiyo job ndio alikuwa ana push checks zinalipwa. So I'm beginning to see the whole picture, the whole castle. My house, it stands still. And this is why I always tell people, kama hauna relationship poa na your family, enye utauma mbao, utakuwa na stress. Because I remember my brothers came from Nairobi. Wakakuja wakakuta. The story is like my wife just passed on like 24 hours. And they took over everything. Kaniambia, don't worry about the clients, we'll talk to your clients, we'll talk to your guys in the office. My mom came and said, okay, don't worry about the kids, just go home and just relax.
Usikose kutizama sehemu ya pili.
In fact, I remember one time tumekaa kwa sitting room watching a cartoon they like. And then akaniuliza, daddy, ule mama mwenye alikuwa anakaaga pale kwa ile kiti alienda wapi? And my daughter, ule firstborn, akamwangalia, akaniangalia. Daddy, we anaongea, mom died. You don't know mom died? Akauliza, kukufa ni nini? And it rang on my head. She doesn't know what is to die. Ajaiona paka imekufa. Ajaiona dogi imedie. Tunaishi kwa plot.